Once upon a time, in a quiet town, there lived a man named Daniel. He had a short temper and would often argue over the smallest things, whether at work, in public, or at home. His constant quarrels brought stress and sadness to his family. Deep down, Daniel knew he had a problem, but he just couldn't control his anger. One day, a wise monk named Master Lin visited the town. Desperate for help, Daniel approached him and said, "Master Lin, I lose my temper easily and argue over meaningless things. But you always seem calm and kind. What is your secret?" The monk looked at him and said, "I don't know about secrets, but I do know something about you. You are going to die in 7 days." Daniel's eyes widened in shock. "What? Are you serious? Is there any way to change this?" he asked in a panic. Master Lin shook his head. "It is true, and there is no way to change it." With those words, the monk left, leaving Daniel feeling dizzy and helpless. That night, and every day that followed, Daniel couldn't stop thinking about his fate. He became more conscious of his actions, realizing how little time he had left. He stopped arguing, avoided conflicts, and treated everyone with kindness. As the days passed, he felt something he had never experienced before, a sense of peace and tranquility. He apologized to those he had hurt, and surprisingly, they forgave him. His family, once burdened by his anger, now smiled around him. Friends who had avoided him before started enjoying his company again. On the 7th day, Daniel gathered his family and friends. Tears filled their eyes as they realized how much they would miss him. Just then, Master Lin arrived at his house. Daniel fell to his feet, saying, "Master, I am fortunate to see you on the last day of my life." The monk gently placed a hand on his head and asked, "Why do you look so sad?" Daniel replied, "You told me I would die in 7 days. I have spent this time reflecting and changing my ways. But now my time is up. What should I do?" Master Lin smiled and asked, "Tell me, how many times have you lost your temper in the past 7 days?" Daniel thought for a moment and said, "Not even once." "How many times have you argued with your family or spoken harshly at work?" "Not even once," Daniel repeated. Master Lin nodded and said, "Why?" Daniel sighed. "Because I knew I had only 7 days left. I didn't want to waste a single moment on meaningless conflicts." The monk chuckled and said, "You see, my friend, when you understand that life is short, anger disappears, and you focus on what truly matters. But let me tell you something, you are not going to die today." Daniel's eyes widened. "What do you mean?" Master Lin continued, "There are 7 days in a week, and anyone can pass away on any of them. The truth is, life is uncertain for all of us. The lesson here is not about death, but about how we should live. You have experienced peace and happiness in the last 7 days. Now, continue living this way every day, for the rest of your life." Tears welled up in Daniel's eyes as he bowed deeply to the monk. From that day forward, he lived with kindness, patience, and love, cherishing every moment as if it were his last. Life is short and unpredictable. We often waste precious time on anger, grudges, and trivial matters. But if we lived each day as if it were our last, we would choose kindness over conflict, love over resentment, and joy over frustration. So why wait until it's too late? Let's cherish every moment, spread kindness, and live a life we'll be proud of.